All right, Night Spiral, let's cook. All right, say now, man. This cool arc right here, man. He left a comment, and I wanted to put it up and show people how it's supposed to be done. All right, when two people disagree, all right, and how to push forward, all right, uh, to not let that be a hang up, all right. And so, a shout out to the arc, by the way. Uh, Israelite in his own lane. That's cold blooded. Nice. All right, so he says, thank you for the video. Allah Hawa. Now, I do know Mother Wisdom was there in the beginning, but we also know Isaiah 45, verse 5. None are beside him. And Isaiah 42, verse 8. He doesn't share his glory. And Deuteronomy 6 and 4, the Most High is one. Great points. I mean, crucial points. All right. Trust me. I've replayed, you know what I'm saying, over and over. I even give you one similar to Isaiah 45, verse 5. But let's start with Deuteronomy. All right. And so this is mine own understanding. All right. There's a verse in Psalms, all right, coming out of the meditations of David. And it says, I understand more than the ancients because I keep your precepts. All right. And another aspect of that is actually tapping into or communicating with Amma or wisdom. All right. And what it does, it teaches us to reason. All right. So I have a theory. All right. Like I said, we all don't have to believe exactly the same thing. All right. As long as we standing on the law. All right. Because that's the bread and butter right there. Okay. I have this theory. It's same concept applies. All right. As above, so below. All right. So many of us grew up with our mother and father in the household. All right. This is no different. All right. It tells you right there in Torah that they had children. All right. Sons and daughters. All right. And so to me, this is the Most High is one, a God. All right. And so when my mother and father, I remember looking back at the wedding photos. All right. When they got married, they became one. All right. A union. And so when I say the Most High, I'm talking father and mother. I know that's hard for a lot of people to accept, but you brought out some great points. Isaiah 42, to me, this would be, they don't share their glory. And Isaiah 45, verse 5. All right, here we go out. So I was running this in my head just last night, and I kid you not, maybe like a couple of hours later, you know what I'm saying, I saw your comment. I was like, wow. And I was already cooking this right here. So I was like, man, let me share our comment. Very crucial. I got to give it to you. Okay, so this is what I was wrestling with. I was like, okay, Ezekiel, right? He saw the throne. All right, but it's singular, not plural. All right, Enoch saw the throne. Even Isaiah saw the throne of Hawaii. and we're still talking one throne. So I get what you're saying, all right? But keeping in mind the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 4. And King Solomon says, give me wisdom that sitteth by thy throne, and reject me not from among thy children. All right, and so I got you. I got you. Like I said, I appreciate the comment. It was fair, respectable, and this is how it's supposed to be done. Much ado to the op. And so they still giving me one throne. All right, and so I have a conversation with Amma, and this is what she reveals to me. All right, because keeping in mind I go to this photo a lot. You know what I'm saying? It helps me. You know what I'm saying, to digest the information sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Visuals are very important. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably, from time to time, often just wonder and just, go off in thought 15, 20 minutes, just wondering what it looked like. You feel me? I'm sure I'm not the only one. All right, so again, one throne, but here we have two. All right, and so this is what I mean by through wisdom. She teaches us. Amma teaches us to reason. Bam. Huh? Bam. I Somebody say, hey, yo. Huh? Reason. All right. You see, King Solomon, all right, aka Sylvanus to Texas, he said the mind is the guide. All right, but reason be the teacher. And so if you ain't gonna give me two thrones, all right, I'll take one. Make it a love seat, all right, because you're not going to separate the two, all right. It is a signature. We're talking ancient dyads, all right. You see, you can't know something to be big unless you know something to be what? Small. You can't know something to be thin unless you know something to be fat. All right. A more important one, you can't know what love is until you have experienced being unloved. You cannot have one without the other. All right, because looking at this picture, all right, now it's not a bad picture at all. Copper color skin. Now, if you just take this and just smush it down, flatten it, you know what I'm saying, like a Domino's pizza or some deep dish, all right, throw away these planets or what have you, all right, hey, it's a visual. And so we know that big guy didn't do all this by himself. You see, we know this. We know this because in Proverbs chapter 8, all right, verse 22 through 31, your mother above says, the Most High possessed me at the beginning, all right, at the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I have been established from everlasting, from the beginning, before there was ever an earth, when there were no depths, I was brought forth. No, when there were no depths, I was there. Reason. When there were no fountains abounding with mem, before the mountains were settled, before the hills, I was there. You feel it? Nah, they ain't leaving each other's side. While as yet he had not made the earth or the fields or the primal dust of the world. When he prepared the Shabbaims, I was there. There you go. The false pens of the scribes, huh? Jeremiah said. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep, the mem, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he assigned to the sea its limits, so that the mem, the waters, will not transgress his command. When he marked out the foundations of the earth, then I was beside him as a what? Master craftsman. And I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in his inhabited world. And my delight was with the sons of men, all right? And so, my picture, see that? And so you take this seat right here, you scoot that thing on over and you take this one and skirt. Loud. All right, and so it ain't no changing them, all right? Malachi 3 and 6. They don't change, all right? And we're just talking in our native, all right? Nahuatl. We're digging on Ometeotl, all right? Ometeotl. Ometeotl. In Aztec, you know what I'm saying? Mayans had theirs, all right? Toltecs had theirs. I was thought of as being simultaneously male and female, or existing at the same time, with the names Ometeotl and Ometeotl. Ometeotl and Ometeotl. Neither were much represented in, okay, makes sense. Neither were much represented in the Aztec art, okay. Thou shalt have no, what? Graven? All right. They represented the creative energy or essence from which the power of all of the gods with the little g flow. Huh? They existed above and beyond all the cares of the world. Now watch this bullshit. With no interest in what actually happens. But wait. You mean to tell me the creative energy or essence from which the power of all other gods flow ain't got no interest in actually what happens? All right. That was an easy hijack. We're just talking male form, female form, all right? So this negate that they the same at the same time. You know, like it hermaphrodite or some shit. Nah, man, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. All right, duality. this right here. In fact, the Aztecs believed that Ometeotl was the very first power, a self-created being, one. All right, because you can't have one without the other. A self-created power, a being whose very essence and nature became the basis for the nature of the entire universe itself. Oh, but they have no interest in what actually happens. See that shit?
4,000-year-old wall in Cleveland, Tennessee, found on the first Cherokee Native American settlement in the first Cherokee Nation, was located on the Hooper Farm. It's 700 feet long, 15 feet tall, and was found to have Paleo-Hebrew written on it. Archaeologists came out, as was described in the Chattanooga Times Free Press article covering this issue, dated 1929. This wall can be seen on the Hooper Farm in Cleveland, Tennessee, located on Eureka Road. Again, it is 4,000 years old, 700 feet long, and 15 feet high.
All right, you hear that? All right, and it's no secret that, we have all the Hebrew artifacts found over here. All right, you don't believe me? Man, ask Chief. All right, y'all, man, we're rocking with the Chief, man. Man, Chief, what you was saying about the land?
Whenever we're trying to determine where our land is,
right,
where the Israelites originate, it has to have Israelite artifacts, right? Israelite artifacts. What is an artifact? An artifact is something a civilization left behind.
Facts.
If they lived in an area for thousands of years, wouldn't they leave behind some artifacts? I'm just saying. I mean, look. North America has the most Hebrew artifacts in existence. And not only the most, but also the oldest.
Facts. All right, say now. So we're going to cook with Mr. T. Eaton. All right, Mr. T. Eaton. All right, he's, I guess, well-versed in paleo. Perhaps the Masoretic also. But I want you to pay attention to him, all right? And the Most High is going to show you through this Gentile that we're dealing with a vibration, all right? El, Alif, Bet, Gom, Dog. All right? We're just talking the alphabet. Mr. T. Eden, let's cook.
I am the Lord your God that brought you out of a territory of limits and a house of bondages, plural,
all right.
of Abed, servant, Abed, servant, or whatever, plural, servants. He wrote that, then he writes the next one. He puts it out there. He writes the next one, La.
All right, now look here, man. We're going to take a look at what this dot is and, the whole shebang, what it's all about. All right, and so clearly the hijack is pointing out so many mistakes that's wrong with this Decalogue stone. All right, and how it was written. All right, but the Decalogue stone is way older. You see that? Than the people that's making assumptions about exactly what happened and why are there 9 commandments. Not 10. Real simple, y'all. Check.
Dasha, Baka, Pesel. Don't make, don't not have made, not have made to you a hang up.
Let's cook.
Yeah, a hang up. What do you call that? It's like you stub your toe.
Snare.
You know, your shoelace
Stumbling
gets
block.
caught. Something you have to get hung up on. You get hung up on. Oh shoot! Watch out for that
Stumbling
bump
block.
right there. Watch out for that slippery rock. Don't make you hang up a trip, a stumbling block. Don't make you a stumbling.
Not that what I said. Eating. I said that now. All right, now check. Right? We cooking. All right, y'all. Let's cook. Let's cook. We live.
La ka. Can you see that? Yeah. La tu ka you. Do you? Look at that stomach. That stomach.
Stomach, huh?
He looks like an S. There's a line. It's so interesting how it's almost it's an S with a line. That is a unique stomach. I haven't seen one anywhere else. That's not.
Okay, so you haven't seen one anywhere else, all right? You can just feel the vibration this man is in. You see how he's just looks like just in Wonderland, just interpreting this Decalogue storm in Los Lunas, New Mexico. All right. But they are misinformed. It's cool.
Etik. Sa, vav, hoots etik.
Come on, T, get it.
Hoots etik right
get
here.
It,
Extracted you.
Okay.
Squeezed you out.
See that?
Like a pimple.
Ooh.
Squeezed out you. I am the Lord your God.
Come on.
Which this squeezed you out.
Huh? And so these commandments, these 9 commandments, they read with a certain vibration. It's in the realm of Torah, all right, which Torah is the law. But the way it reads, you know, you got these laws. I'm gonna see if I can get into explaining it. And these laws are not, all right. And so to it's either that law, that not is either you're on the left side or you're on the right side. All right. And so when we say there are no gray areas with the Most High in Torah, strictly black and white. All right. And so that's why it says, 1 Samuel, all right, actions are weighed. All right. Between your mother and father above, actions are weighed. All right, let's rock.
I manually pushed you out.
Come on.
From.
Get it. Come on, T. Come on, T. Come on.
Erect.
What's that?
Territory.
Territory.
Limitations. is the ground. He squeezed you out of the ground. The territory.
Huh? You think he did it by himself? You see, some of y'all think Big Mama playing. And Big Mama is gangster as a motherfucker, I'm trying to tell you. She don't play no damn games. And she don't care what you think. She said she gonna market some of y'all calamity. That's big time. It's right.
Starting from the very beginning, it would be NT. Inquire. Inquiry. Inquiry declares, proclaims. N key. N in inquiry. Key proclaims, declares. Yahuwah, he proving to be.
Come on.
Elahik, your goal. Escher, selectively, which. The selecting process. Which one, which part, which, you know. Squeezed you out.
Huh.
From a territory.
Come on now. Come on now.
Locale.
Talk, T. Let's get it. Let's get it now. We live.
It has to come down and resume here.
All right.
So the diacritical mark had to be there. It has to resume. You know, like it left off up here and restarts down here. If you didn't have the diacritical mark, you would start reading here.
Bullshit. All right, y'all. So I did blow this thing up, man, and I took a look at this, what they calling. Matter of fact, I tell you what. I mean, as soon as I heard it, right? Because nowadays, like I said, man, if you rocking with Big Mama, all right. If you got access to a little wisdom, man, it don't take much. Some things it just gotta click when you hear it. You know what I mean? As soon as I heard this, it clicked. Bullshit. Dumb shit at that. Alright? Can I get a wiki? I really don't want a wiki. Because they'll sell you a dream with it. Wiki will sell you a dream with it. Alright, so my thinking exactly, alright. If that's Paleo-Hebrew, Block Hebrew, Paleo-Hebrew, alright, miss me with the Phoenician shit, alright? Which came first? The chicken or the egg? Now, Abraham was speaking Paleo-Hebrew. And all of them knew it. That's why he was able to communicate with in Egypt, Mizraim, able to communicate with the Amorites. All right, we talking the oldest language, all right, but I'm going to go ahead and say this shit was just invented and this shit came around by the 18th century. What y'all think? All right? It's nowhere in hell. First of all, it ain't no such thing as a diacritical mark in Paleo-Hebrew. All right? You just can't attach something like that. You feel me? Like where they come from? Oh, the Most High made die. Oh, if you mess up writing and just put a diacritical mark, all right? It don't make sense. I don't even want to, yeah, right. All right.
But where, at what point does he realize that he skipped one? So he puts a diacritical mark here. He puts
Whoa. All right, you see this shit?
an arrow there. It seems he keeps right on going.
All right, so he says he put an arrow with a dot. All right, and I'm looking at this thing, man. It just looks out of place. All right, you take away that dot. What is that? First of all, watch this. All right, see, I don't like the way it came short right here. This one seems kind of longer. I mean, it just looks out of place. Nothing else around looks like this. They're saying that this is a dot. All right, Most High made diacritical marks. He just knew to put that there. This shit was born. All right. Where's this on the Paleo Hebrew chart, y'all? A diacritical mark? What? But that'll go over people's heads. You know what I'm saying? Because it sound good, right? Nah, that shit don't make sense. That's reasoning. It's a diacritical mark. Wow. All right, y'all. Watch this. Now we're talking the 9 commandments. Huh?
Line number one that's been effaced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did he write the whole thing? Every line is nice and equidistant? And then realizing, rereading it, that, oops, I forgot one whole commandment. And so he...
All right? And so, see, that don't make no sense because he's going to say this was pre-proposed, all right? Equally spaced out. 9, all right? The discrepancy, all right, is pretty simple. All right.
Takes where the dot is, where the place is where he failed to realize and keep writing. He had plotted it in his mind beautifully. That if he did it right,
Beautifully,
it
y'all.
would be in 9 lines,
9.
equally spaced. He had made it up ahead of time. But in execution, he made the error of skipping one whole commandment. So then what?
All right. I'm not going to let you do that to the ancestor. All right. It's real simple. Check this. All right, y'all. We're in the book of Forbidden Histories of America. All right, by Daniel Lowe. All right, let's see what Daniel Lowe has cooked up. All right. Ah, man, come on. All right. The 9 commandments and the Los Lunar Decalogue stone. I like to get to the nitty gritty. All right. And looking at the accepted version. Okay. So this is the accepted version right here. Okay. Come on. Watch out. All right. Seems pretty cut and dry. All right. in the Catholic Bible, they have simply removed the second commandment for reasons so very obvious. All right. So therein lies your discrepancy, of which is part of the first. You see that? And divided the 10th commandment, sure did, to keep the appearance of the traditional 10. You see that? But let's look at it from another perspective. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry, my bad. All right, so check. All right. It says, let's look at it from another perspective, in which does not take, okay. All right, and so this is pretty much how it reads. All right. Sin. All right, and so it's pretty much like it's given a very direct uh, connotation to it. All right, sin, worship of another power other than your power. And so, like he was saying, all these knots, all right, you're on the other side of that sin, all right, and so pretty much what it's saying, on the other side of that knot is sin. All these are sin, all right. Pretty much no if, ands, no buts about it. And for crying out loud, number 5, sin, not glorifying thy father and thy mother above. Cut and dry. And it's to the point where your ancestors were being murdered by the thousands, all right, back then. Like, straight up, like, this is no joke. This is the life force, or this is, as they say, use the force, Luke. And pretty much what the guy T. Eaton was getting at. He had some very good points. Let me see if I can pull them up if I have time. But it's more of an intimate type thing, all right? And so we know that these are our laws. And we know that doing these laws to the best of our ability while we're in captivity, that is what sustains us, huh? Sin, not glorifying thy father and thy mother above. Allahu. All right, and so pretty much what they did right there. All right, and you know, they of course they say the number 5 is a mistake. All right, the above. All right, but we got a guy. It's gonna say otherwise. Okay. Hey, look, man, get down and lay down. This shit might be real deal right here, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right, so check. All right, so all they did was add this number 1. All right. All the way down to these two right here. So this is what they glued together. Nah, this is okay, yeah. All right, so from 1 through 4. which will be two of them, right? Like looking at original commandments. All right, that first one and that second one. All right, with where they unglued it. All right, and so what they did was separate it, made a different commandment. Because thou shalt have no other power before me. That would include, all right, uh, graven images and all that. So it does seem a little bit conspicuous, okay, that this would be a commandment. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. All right, well, if I'm respecting this one, it ain't got nothing to do with this. And so that's what they did. So from 1 to 4, all right, which would be the first commandment and the second commandment, they split it apart when it's really one whole commandment. And so just like they was trying to say, buddy, put a diacritical mark with an arrow pointing at it. All right, when the damn thing is in the place that it's supposed to be. All right, somebody tried to deface one of those lines. All right, they've been pouring tar and shit on a terebinth tree. I tried to look up where can you find terebinth trees. In America, I couldn't find nothing. All right, they say they're indigenous to Africa and Morocco, Northern Africa, all this shit way over there. And I'm like, wow, okay, so, but yeah, this is one big damn commandment. Yeah. All right, see that? Sin, worship of another power other than your power. And it says here, the sin is the same as number one, be it a false power, wrong power, or one made with our hands. It is the same and therefore constitute one commandment given in 3 parts. I thought they split it up some more. See that shit? Sin, taking the Most High's name in vain, all right? Sin, not remembering Sabbath, all right? And so you see how direct it is. It's kind of like I don't want to say a chastisement, but a firmness. Sin, you know what I'm saying? Like sin, shed innocent blood. Sin. You see what I'm saying? If I get your ass up, man, that's a sin. Stealing. Sin. All right, y'all. This is another translator, interpreter, what have you. Forget what school he from. But you can't find this video nowhere. All right, and I had it on my IG, in which I got kicked out of that one, and still can't get back in that IG. And so this is the only copy I got. I actually had to put in like an extension from Chrome's, all right, to boost the sound. You see, it's kind of grainy, but you can tell, all right. With the same spot. Los Lunes Meshi, New Meshi. All right, Gentile. Go and tell us the truth now. The whole truth. Nothing but it. Nothing but it. Let's go.
If I was a speaker of Hebrew, I can't conceive of making that mistake. I would think that it would be very clear to the person writing it that it was Lamahan, which would be in order that. Just like in English, if I wrote in order that or above, there is no question. So how is this written? So tell us, just translate, how is it written and how should it read? How is it written? Well, it's written as an example. Honor your father and mother above.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
And
stamp it. Go on, stamp it.
Your father and mother above.
Okay.
Your days may be long on the earth. Okay. That's how it reads right from the script. Now,
come on.
If I was a speaker of Hebrew.
All right. If I was a speaker of Hebrew,
I can't conceive of making that mistake.
He can't conceive of making that mistake. All right. And so pretty much above is above. All right. Pretty much they saying that there's no other word that, you can mix that up with. And so game over. All right. But don't get it twisted. All right. Mr. T. Eton here. All right. He got the drop. Watch this. Sorry.
Ab, we would say, the source of you and the carrying you, but the father and the mother. But this beginning, this Aleph Mem right here, this.
Next game. See, he gonna give you subliminals. All right.
Two-letter Edelman is everything. That's whether you believe, whether you have faith, whether you, it is the whole picture from your mom, from being formed in the womb, all the way to emet, truth, knowing the truth. It is the whole course. Aleph Mem is the two-letter element of the entire construct of all the words that are most important. But we get our mom from this one little letter. It's a double M. When you see an M that has the little dagesh forte in it, it double speaks an M. You get a MM here, not just Aleph Mem, but Aleph Mem. You're right. You get a double.
All right, you heard that? Let's get that again, Mr. T. Eton.
Ab, we would say, the source of you and the carrying you, but the father and the mother. But this beginning, this Aleph Mem right here, this two-letter Edelman is everything. That's whether you believe, whether you have faith, whether you, it is the whole picture from your mom, from being formed in the womb, all the way to emet, truth,
He got the
knowing the truth. It is the whole course. Aleph Mem is the two-letter element of the entire construct of all the words that are most important. But we get our mom from this one little letter. It's a double M. When you see an M that has the little dagesh forte in it, it double speaks an M. You get a MM here, not just Aleph Mem, but Aleph Mem. You're right. You get a double spoken M right there, and we get mom from that right there. Pretty amazing stuff. Wow.
All All right, so we're going to start playing these games, man. All right? Big Mama always been active. Let's go. Read.
She preserved the first formed father of the world that was created alone and brought him out of his fall.
Adam, come on.
And gave him power to rule all things. But when the unrighteous went away from her in his anger, he perished also in the fury wherewith he murdered his brother. For whose cause the earth, being drowned with the flood,
Mama did it.
again preserved it, and directed the course of the righteous in a piece of wood of small value.
All right, the
Moreover,
ark, read.
The nations in their wicked conspiracy being confounded, she found out the righteous, and preserved him blameless unto God, and kept him strong against his tender compassion towards his son.
All right, read.
When the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man, who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities,
Sodom and Gomorrah, come on, read.
Of whose wickedness even to this day the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt is a monument of an unbelieving soul.
Last wife, read.
For regarding not wisdom, they got not only this hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, but also left behind them to the world a memorial of their foolishness, so that in the things wherein they offended, they could not be so much as hid.
All right, read.
But wisdom delivered from pain those that attended upon her.
Come on.
When the righteous fled from his brother's wrath, she guided him in right paths, showed him the kingdom of God, and gave him knowledge of holy things, made him rich in his travels, and multiplied the fruit of his labors.
Read.
In the covetousness of such as oppressed him, she stood by him and made him rich.
All right, come on, read.
She defended him from his enemies, and kept him safe from those that lay in wait. And in the sore conflict, she gave him the victory, that he might know that goodness is stronger than all. When the righteous was sold, she forsook him not, but delivered him from sin. She went down with him into the pit,
Big Mama, read.
and left him not in bonds, till she brought him the scepter of the kingdom, and
read.
power against those that oppressed him. As for them that had accused him, she showed them to be liars, and gave him perpetual glory. She delivered the righteous people and blameless seed from the nation that oppressed them.
All right, read on.
She entered into the soul of the servant of the Lord, and withstood dreadful kings and wonders and signs.
Moshe, read.
Rendered to the righteous a reward of their labors, guided them in a marvelous way, and was unto them for a cover by day, and a light of stars in the night season.
All right, stop right there. Big Mama always been active. She been out. Genesis 1. Verse 1 through 2. In the beginning, Hawa created the Shamaim in the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the what? Ruach of Hawa. All right, Isaiah 50, verse 1. Where is the certificate of your mother's divorce, whom I have put away? Or which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? But Israel, for your iniquities you have sold yourselves, and for your transgressions your mother, Amma, has been put away. Isaiah 48, verse 16. The Most High says, come near to me, hear this. I have not spoken in secret from the beginning, from the time that it was. I was there. Who else? And now the Most High, wow, and his what? Spirit, Ruach, Amma, has sent me. Big Papa, you better go get my cheer, huh? And for that, we say,